Let's get to our radar here and talk about these two cells that we're watching at this time. And these are we actually have three, but the two that we're really monitoring now. We have the one moving into northern Tarrant County. This is heading toward northern Dallas County here. This is moving right over DFW International. So big problems. They're already at a ground stop, which was in place earlier. But that's storm number one. I'm starting to see the hail potential ramp up a little bit here near South Lake. This will be near Colleyville, moving right over the airport. Just starting to notice some of these pinks and purples pulsing up a little bit higher. So near Grapevine, near South Lake, this will be moving toward Capel as well. Right now, it looks like it's on the smaller side of things, but starting to see some of the reflectivity values go up. So when you start to get more of these pinks and purples, you start to wonder you're going to get more hail or the hail gets larger. So that's what we're watching here right there near the airport. Again, South Lake, Grapevine, eventually toward Capel, Farmers Branch, Carrollton as well. It looks like the southern portion of Denton County, hail course south of you. This is really kind of skimming the line there, Tarrant into Dallas County. We'll zoom out a little bit and go to our tornado warning storm down to the southwest of the Metroplex. This is near Weatherford right now. There's that tornado warning until 5:45. This is the area of concern. And another area of concern that I have is this. So you have your main area of rotation right here. This is the hook echo coming through the bottom side, the south side of Weatherford right now. That's concern number one. But then you have to watch for these appendages here. You see this here? It's outside of the tornado warned area. That's not a good look on radar. You see, this is a supercell structure just to the southwest of Weatherford. That area not currently under a tornado. Has that changed? Looks like they're reissuing a tornado warning for the rest of Parker County. So this will include Annetta South and then go all the way to the Tarrant County line. I'd like to inspect, if we can, on velocity, this new appendage here to the southwest. Just curious to see what that's doing. Okay, so we have this area of rotation. That's the tornado warned area south of Weatherford. This is not under a warning here, but this is an area, if we could loop it, this area right here in the southwestern corner of Parker County. It doesn't look that impressive. The reflectivity did, the hook echo. So we'll see if this organizes any more, and we'll keep an eye on that. But in the meantime, tornado warning, we'll go back to reflectivity and show you the tornado warned area. It includes Weatherford, then it goes all the way down to the southeastern corner of Parker County. Aledo included in that as well. But we will be monitoring this hook echo here to the southwest of Weatherford. All right, let's span out a little bit and show kind of the other areas under the warning. So we have three separate severe thunderstorm warnings. We have this one here for Denton and Tarrant counties. There's extremely high likelihood here within the next 5 to 10 minutes. Dallas County will be put under that warning as well. Collin, you might avoid this. The hail core is to the south, but it looks like the northern section of Dallas County is next in line for that potential for some large hail. And right now we're looking at the quarter to golf ball size range with these thunderstorms. This timing is so poor because we have so much traffic in the Metroplex at rush hour. We've already seen stopped traffic on the tollway, 75 and 35. This is obviously just bad news as that moves into those areas. There's our one tornado warning there in Parker County, and then outside of that you have these severe thunderstorm warnings for both Parker County and then over to Palo Pinto County as well, as that cell is southeast of Mineral Wells. And we have crews headed out to Mineral Wells because we did get reports of a potential touchdown of a tornado right there on the Palo Pinto Parker County line. Somewhere between Mineral Wells and Cool, there was potentially a touchdown of a tornado. So we're kind of investigating that right now. We'll have more on that as we get the information coming in. But right now, the only tornado warned area, again on the south side here, the southern half of Parker County. That's where we have our concerns at this moment. Still, Cassie, I'd love to hear your word on this too. Interesting appendage coming out of that southwestern side of this supercell.
Yeah, I was actually looking at that a little bit earlier with you. Looking at that, it looks like a classic supercell. It has a hook echo there. And when we go back to the velocity product, if we can put that into play mode and maybe just do like the last 15 minutes or so, because when you put that into play mode, as of at least this point, it doesn't look like there's much there, but what we're also noticing is this interference with the radar. So my guess is there's something going on here with the radar. You can see that spike and it's messing up. It's making that data a little bit more messy than what could actually be happening. Once the storm moves off to the south and east and it gets away from where you can see that spike, I bet that couplet would actually start to tighten up a little bit more. This right here is definitely going to be a wind field. So we're talking about wind gusts easily at 60 miles an hour. What we can also see just south of Weatherford by, I can't tell how many miles that is unless we zoom it a little bit more closely, but that area looks like it's trying to tighten up a little bit more. So right now, I wouldn't say that there is certainly a tornado on the ground, but now with this last scan, it's 5:48, so the last scan was just a few minutes ago. Now it's starting to tighten up. So if there were a tornado, that's exactly where it'd be. It'd be just west of Highway 171. But if it's moving to the south and east, and you know someone that's maybe driving from Weatherford and they're going south, well, that's going to be moving right along the highway. So that's the problem there. That's going to be moving south and east. Let's go ahead and put that back into play mode. If you're in Aledo, I would definitely be in your safe spot because well, it's moving southeast, but technically it's also kind of moving towards Aledo and just a little bit of a wobble with this storm in either direction. Well, it's either going to come to Aledo or it's not, but you're going to be close enough. So that continues to tighten up. That's the circulation that I'd be most worried about. Out ahead of it, we still have a lot of wind. That's easily going to be wind gusts between 50 to 60 miles an hour. Now let's zoom out a little bit and go back to that one location where Jesse was pointing out that other air rotation. Still, it's kind of in that where we see that spike. You can definitely see how that looks a little messy there. That's going to be the problem right now. I would be in my safe spot. Let's zoom in to see if there's any towns that kind of pop up. Okay, so Brock, Dennis. So Brock, you're going to be in the hail core. So that is where we've got the hail that's coming down. But this is the area of concern. So Dennis definitely needs to be in your safe spot. It looks like it's trying to maybe weaken a little bit with that latest scan, but it's still very much there. When you start to see that shade of purple, that is going to be that hail core. But just south of that, we still have a little bit of a hook. So even though there's technically not a tornado warning, I would for sure, if I had family there, I would want them in their safe spots. That's going to be the area where we're actually seeing some rotation, and that would be more tight rotation versus any broad rotation. Let's take it back to velocity and see if anything's changed where that scan is, and it hasn't because we're still just kind of in a weird area. This spot, though, it's still an area of concern. Let's go back to reflectivity and see where they have that tornado warning, because I know we still have that tornado warning. Okay, so again, this is going to be if there were a tornado, and it's not going to be that super tight rotation. If there were a tornado there, it would be rain wrapped. So this is not going to be a very clear tornado that you would be able to see very well, especially when we're talking about just how humid it's been. There's a lot of moisture out there. It feels like the Gulf of Mexico is sitting right on top of Texas. Good news, once we can get these storms out of here, the cold front comes through, and then the next few days is going to be a lot less humid. We're still going to have some rain around. We don't have any severe weather threat. It's going to be cooler. So this is the main line of storms that has had all the potential in the world to produce up to baseball-sized hail and some isolated tornadoes. Good news is we haven't seen nearly as much hail as what some of the data was pointing towards the past couple of days now, and it looks like the area of circulation that we were kind of a little bit more concerned with outside of the tornado warning, that doesn't look nearly as tight either. Nonetheless, if you're going to be out ahead of these storms, I would definitely still be in your safe spot, because when you do get storms that are rushing to the south and east like this, you can also get those isolated tornadoes that pop up very quickly. They usually don't last very long. They're usually not going to be very strong by any means, but they can still cause at least some damage. Aledo, you've got the very heavy rain. You could be seeing maybe some small hail, lots of lightning with these. These are going to be very electrical storms, which is just dangerous on its own. Willow Park, you've definitely got a lot of lightning and very heavy rainfall. Let's go southeast to kind of see where these storms are actually going, because we want to talk about some of the more populated areas as well. Burleson, you're going to be down the line from this. Just doesn't mean that you're going to see a tornado, but that tornado warned storm is moving in your direction, and eventually that's going to be on I-35 West. And at 550, I mean, we know a lot of people are out there on the road, so that's going to cause a lot of issues on its own. DFW. We've got a very strong storm moving in that direction. Can we put this? Okay, let's go ahead and do the track. So looks like Crescent about 612, Burleson at 625, Cedar Hill at 638, Midlothian at 649, Oakleaf at 655, and Red Oak at about 7 p.m. So that's with this storm. And basically the whole storm, it's a really big supercell. The whole thing's severe. You could easily see wind gusts over 50 miles an hour with this storm. There's going to be pockets of at least some small hail in there. We haven't seen too many reports of much larger hail. It's still tornado warned, but here in the last half hour or so, I have not seen any reports of that actually hitting the ground. I'm actually looking at the National Weather Service and seeing some of the reports that are coming in, and I'm seeing, it looks like around Parker County, around Millsap, 5 miles south of Millsap, there was 1.75-inch hail reported there. So we're getting definitely over quarter size, potentially up to golf ball size hail. Let's go up to DFW because this is the storm that will eventually be moving into Dallas. And what I've noticed from this storm is we've got a lot of rain. I think, did you take the lightning off of this, Jason? Oh, okay. Well, I was going to get excited. I was thinking, okay, maybe this storm is really coming down. The lightning's gone, but that's not the case. The storm continues to weaken overall. The coverage is coming down a little bit. Okay, we've got, where's Cole Sullivan? Producer? Okay, Cole Sullivan's at left field. Okay, well, we'll go to him very short. I just want to point out the fact that, let's look at the hail product at DFW. Can we look at the hail detector over DFW? Okay, so that's great news. So this is saying dimes, P's. This is great. Let's go ahead and go to Cole Sullivan. He is at Dallas Love Field. I'm curious, Cole, it definitely obviously looks like you've got a wet ground there. It's raining, but I don't see that you have a hood on. I don't know if you're standing under something. What's going on out there?
Yeah, Cassie, we are just under the top of Garage A here at Love Field. It started what I would describe as light rain just in the last 10 or 15 minutes or so, but really what we've noticed is thunder and lightning. I've seen lightning coming, appearing kind of closer to downtown here, and we have this light rain. At this point, no hail, but for travelers here at Love Field, the bad news is we haven't seen a plane take off or land since about 5:30 or just before here. So we know those delays are stacking up, and we know it'll likely continue because this storm is just beginning to reach this part of Dallas where we are right now. Again, right now, not a lot of heavy rain, just some light rain here at Love Field, and no hail at this point yet. One thing that I have noticed that might be of interest is as this storm began pressing through, we felt the temperature drop. It hasn't gotten cool by any means, but that humid, hot air that we've been dealing with all day, we've still got the humidity, just not quite as warm. Winds have died down a little bit here at Love Field at this point compared to where they were before, but we're waiting for the big brunt of that storm to still head our way, Pete.
Hey, Cole, I'm going to give you a hard time for just a second. It's not bad news. It's good news. I've flown in a couple flights before that were like a knuckleball. So I'm just thinking of people flying into this stuff. The last thing you want to do, I'm teasing you, but the last thing you want to do is fly through a thunderstorm like this. So to me, the weather guy, I'm like, this is great news because we can just hang out wherever I am or circle for a while or go to another airport. But man, the last thing you want to do is land in something like this. And that's why they do these ground stops and everything else. I'm giving you a hard time. I'm certainly happy you're out there at Love Field tonight, but a little bit of good news.
Totally, definitely good news. And the reason they do these ground stops too, Pete, I should have said, is we got workers, baggage workers, ramp workers out here loading bags into the planes too. They can't do that safely while we have the lightning behind us like we do here. So it's a chance for the folks who are inside to maybe push off their plans a little bit because it's going to be a little while before they're able to take off here and they're circling, or like your friend going to Waco right now.
No, you're totally right. I can't think of how many years it was. A handful of years ago, there was a worker that was struck at DFW by lightning and died during lightning. It's been a number of years back. I just remember that story. And so yes, out of an abundance of caution, airports not only here at Love and also at DFW, they do that all across the country now when we have lightning in the area and certainly stormy weather as well. So we'll check back in with you just a little bit later.